Hi folks, Steven here. So we're going to be doing another Pokemon Go Community Day post-discussion, I guess you could say. Yesterday was Fletchling Community Day. Usual stuff, you get your fully evolved Pokemon, stuff like that. If you do have any comments, go ahead and give us those. We always appreciate that. Alright, well let's go ahead. I have, as usual, a little presentation. Alright, as usual, we start off with the weather. Last month, boy, was it cold. I didn't actually have the Sunday numbers for the Rosalia Community Day, but boy, I would not have wanted to be in a flower out last month. I did do the Community Day, but I did it pretty much all from home. As you can see, our high was 0 degrees Fahrenheit back in February. Low was negative 15. This was in the middle of that cold snap that hit the, at least this side of the planet, back last month. Lasted for about 10 or 14 days. Average wind speed was 4.9 miles per hour. Not super fast, but it does make it feel just a little bit colder there. By contrast, yesterday, March 6th, had a high of 45. I actually felt it was a little warmer than that out there. At least while I was outside. Low was 20. Those are not too far off from normals. And wind speed yesterday was average of 1.8 miles per hour. So not too bad here in Madison. Certainly could be a lot windier. It was a little windier today, but pretty much the same temperatures. Of course, all this data does come courtesy of the National Weather Service, in case you're curious. All right, so definitely better weather. If there, eventually I do want to do these where I go out to various places here in Madison and sort of show you them, but given other situations besides the weather, still might be a little bit before that. But anyway. Alright, so here's all the stuff that was happening for Fletchling Day. First off, the usual, more Fletchling appearing in the wild. You get your snapshots if you need to get a few extra tickets. And then here's kind of the big one, 3x Catch XP. I don't know if that's because Fletchling might not have been the biggest draw otherwise. I don't want to be too negative. It does. Talonflame has a little bit of competitive VGC use. I'm not sure how well it does. Since it's a relatively still kind of new Pokemon in Go, so not so sure about that. But 3x Catch XP is a pretty good deal for 6 hours worth of catching. All right, the Bravest Bird. Not the line signature move there, Brave Bird, but I kind of like this. Let's see, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., so all the usual stuff there. Alright, and this is what you could get in the shop. First of all, they had a free Ultra Ball, 30 Ultra Balls. And then, see, the event box was also free. You got 10 Ultra Balls, some raspberries, and a remote raid pass. And then in the middle, they've got the Community Day box. Now, this time they have 50 Ultra Balls in there. I think it used to be like 30 or maybe even 20. I think they've upped it to match with some of the other stuff. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take much advantage of this other than the event box, just because my inventory, I had too much stuff in it. It won't let you buy anything, even if it's free, if you don't have enough space in there. So, I don't know. I'm not sure how, that's a weird interplay there between that, because, of course, you can buy extra item space, and then you can buy things like the Community Day box. I'm not sure. It's kind of unusual. Give us your thoughts. All right, well, here's Professor Willow, who I guess will soon, or sometime later this year, be coming to the trading card game in some sort of form as a card or whatever. He mentions Pokemon chirping up a storm, and, there are birds, even during the really cold times. I guess there was less of them around here, for goodness sakes. But I could definitely hear them outside, so unlike last month where the weather did not seem appropriate for any sort of greenery, this time what we got chirping birds in real life as I was outside for some of this. Alright, as you can see, we have the objectives here. Objectives are pretty much the same as the other 3-stage evolution lines that you have in there. So, power up Pokemon 10 times, 15 Fletchling, and 5 nice throws. The other ones are going to be pretty much the same as what you see here. But All right, let's go in to the regular versus shiny. Now, I almost missed, I did catch one shiny throughout all of this. But you notice this isn't the usual heads-up display comparison we use. We usually use a catching display. I didn't realize until after I caught it that it was shiny, and that's probably because its color scheme for the shiny Fletchling is not, it's definitely not the most out there. I mean, the top of it might be a little more orange, and then its underbelly has a little tinge of orange to it. Not the most different there. You know, they don't all have to be like that, but considering I nearly missed this one, I guess that's why they have the sparkles. But yeah, maybe not the best shiny. Now, remember that triple XP catch bonus? Well, I was able, not entirely on purpose, but partially, to get a big chunk of XP at the start of the event. I hadn't caught anything to that day up to that point, and then I caught a Fletchling as my first Pokemon of the day, and that also happened to be my 7-day streak, and all that stuff there is multiplied by 3x. So you get your 3 times the normal caught bonus, 3 times the first catch of the day bonus, so that's 4,500 instead of 1,500. Great throw also, that's not bad. And then the streak bonus for 7 days in a row is normally 6,000. This time it's 18,000. So I got 23,100 XP. If I had a little more foresight, I would have actually used a lucky egg right before this. I didn't realize some of the bonuses do multiply, some of them don't. Like the new Pokemon bonus does not multiply if you get that. But this one does. I probably should have used a lucky egg to get even more, especially since, yeah, right after this there was a raid that came up. So this was a Tornadus raid. As you can see, this was actually a remote raid for me. Not just, I don't just mean remote from where I live in Madison. This was when I got one of my friends from Texas. I hope things are going better out there than they were, speaking of last month, my goodness. But hopefully things are getting at least somewhat back to normal around there. But they invited me to this remote raid, and it actually was not that difficult. We got the got it down pretty quickly in less than half time, even though there were only like 4 of us in this raid. So I guess we had some pretty good tight matchups and stuff like that. And I did very nicely actually get to catch it. It was a new Pokemon. I think they upped the new Pokemon bonus from 500 to 1,000, so that's not multiplied by 3. But still pretty decent stuff on there. You can see I also used some berries in there. I probably used I don't know if it was a golden raspberry or something else to get that in there, but did pretty well for myself. So another spot in the Pokedex down. Now this might look a little interesting. Remember this? This was the event that started a ways back. I think it started like all the way in November or December, because it was timed with the Japanese release of the Secrets of the Jungle movie. And I thought I was going to be out of luck because I had such a hard time getting the Meowth balloon to show up. I had this first task up there at the top was normally beat Jesse or James 4 times. And I'd gotten the first 2, and the month came and went, despite, you know, a decent amount of effort on my part, to get the last 2. And it looks like this came up and it said, oh, beat a Team Rocket Grunt. And they must have changed it down there, because I thought this was related to that other thing that I'm still going through with the Shadow Pokemon stuff that came up the day after the Post Malone concert. But no, I was able to complete this set here in 3 of 4, which means, yes, of course, one of the, I don't know if you want to call it a gimmick or whatever, but Shiny Celebi, the pink one. So it's in this movie. It's also quite famous, I believe, from the 2nd generation, or I should say the 4th generation in terms of the franchise Mystery Dungeon games. Celebi is, of course, quite famous. The shiny one from there, from its sort of plot involving Grovyle. So, yeah, so remember I got Mew a few months ago in one of those, and now I did, in fact, get Celebi. It's got some decent stats. Not maybe amazing, but it does get enough to get 3 stars. So, really nice that I got a chance. So if you did miss out on that, you still have a chance to get it. Especially, like I said, if you're on one of the later phases, but you should be able to complete it. So go back and get that if you haven't already. All right, so back to the Community Day actual stuff there. So yeah, Fletchender. I always want to say Fletchfinder, but no, it's Fletchender. Only one F. And it says it's exceedingly territorial and aggressive. So, people sometimes, it reminds me of one of the complaints about the second Pokemon movie where why are the birds fighting each other? Well, I don't want to stereotype them too much, I guess, but I did get the, birds can be very territorial, so, now I don't have the steps up here for the tasks for it, but it's about what you would expect. Let's see, you do have to transfer a number of Pokemon, you have to catch more Fletchling, and then the third one, it's whatever the usual one is. I think I forget if it's Nice Throws or something else like that. But in the meantime, I did manage to get a Roggenrola raid done by myself. So this was just me at this one. These level 1 raids you can, if you have a powerful enough Pokemon like this Metagross I have, you can do pretty well. So here's from our third part where we get to the Lassa task. I did find it interesting that he mentioned, they set the grass on fire and then pounce and on the bewildered prey. They're always a little coy about whether Pokemon eat other Pokemon. They've mentioned it, referenced it here and there occasionally, but they try not to say too much about it, it seems. And of course, it also says make sure we put out any fires that it might start. So, yeah. Interesting kind of stuff. I did find it interesting. But in any case, the last 3 tasks are about what you expect. 3 great curveball throws. Oh, and the second one, the third task, was actually you just had to evolve 3 of the Fletchling into Fletchender. For this one, third set of tasks, you have to get the great curveball throws, which are always my favorite. The the evolve into a Talonflame, and then the other one, you have to transfer more Pokemon there. So still pretty standard, basically the same task you get on a 3-part evolution cycle like this. So yep, I did end up evolving. I got a number of decent Fletchling. The shiny one, unfortunately, wasn't super great, so I didn't bother evolving that to a Talonflame. Maybe someday. And it was new for my Pokedex, which was nice. I really do like the design there. It's like the red or orange spots on its underbelly and stuff like that, so it's nice stuff there. And of course, like always, you do get a special move. In this case, you get Incinerate as the fast move, and then Hurricane is what I got here, but you could get something else. It's kind of nice. It says, and it has at the bottom there, since I did catch that during this day, it did say the community event that is tagged with it. So that's what I wound up with there. Let's see. And here's another little piece here. I don't know. I haven't looked up all the... I do wonder if they're more limited on Pokedex entries. This is where Willow usually pulls his information from with some of these newer Pokemon. This is definitely one of the newer ones to be featured in a Community Day. So I used them to outfit firefighters way back when, which is kind of interesting. In any case, you can see the last couple tasks there. The last stage is pretty much always just claim a bunch of stuff. It was the same thing with the Celebi one. I got to claim a bunch of things, including eventually Celebi. But got another Talonflame out of that, some XP, and you can see some silver pineapple berries. Alright, so what are my thoughts on this one? Triple catch experience is nice. I did make a lot of progress towards my next level on there. I don't know exactly how much I got between the 7-day catch bonus and other stuff like that, but definitely appreciate it. Sometimes they do hatch distance, and they did experience. Celebi, very pleasantly surprised to see I could still get that without waiting. I figured they might bring that event back, like say when the movie comes to the States. Which maybe sometime later this year. We don't know a ton about that. They didn't announce anything at Pokemon Day weekend. So And then curveballs on short Pokemon are still tough. I actually had, not only did I have the regular one, where I had to get a great curveball throw, I also had, for that one that came out the day, Pokemon Day weekend, that's the test I'm on now, I had to get 3 nice curveball throws in a row, which is a bit tricky, especially when you're dealing with a lot of very short Pokemon. But I managed to get through all of that, so... Alright, well, a few more things to talk about here. First off, the Pokecasters Network. I'm still working on getting some stuff sorted out for our next episode, as well as my next discussion with Anne. However, I did want to take, don't seem to be too many in the way of like actual network announcements, but I did want to sort of plug some recent episodes. Let's see, Dungeons & Darkrise, episode 19, Welcome to Acacia Town. Let's see, and then we have the Champions podcast. I forget exactly what it's called, Pokemon Champions, or what the full title is, but it says the Pokemon Direct was the thing. So if you want to know more about last weekend's Pokemon thing, Pokemon presentation. And then Welcome to the World of Pokemon, number 32, Nidoran Mail. So those are some of the recent episodes that have come out in the last week or two on the various podcast feeds. So certainly encourage you to check those out. All right, well, that takes care of the presentation there. And by pretty quickly, which I kind of expected just from that. But if you have any comments about Fletchling Community Day or any of the other stuff I presented to you, please let us know. We always appreciate that. All right, folks, thanks.